Hello there again. It's Steve Herron with the Where Life Happens podcast. I have another exciting guest to introduce you to, my good buddy Keith Roy. He is the executive director of Bear Trap Ranch, which is located up behind the Broadmoor here in Colorado Springs. I consider it one of our best kept secrets, even though they get a lot of traffic and a lot of attention. Not enough people know about it. So we're going to talk about that and also about life, family, and home. And then we're just glad you're joining us. Keith, thank you. You honor me by being here. I love you. I appreciate you so much. So I just want to get into who you are.
Yeah, man, it's an honor to be here and excited just to get time with you whenever I can get it.
Yeah.
So thanks for the
And
invite, brother.
sometimes it's so hard. We're all running in circles and getting things done, and family life is busy.
Yep.
You and your wife and your two young children, you have quite a story. This is your, what I would call, I guess, your second round with Bear Trap. I'll give you a little chance to talk and promote it big because it is such a fantastic place. I know me and my family have been blessed by it. You may remember the little camp out I did with one of my daughters, and then we've been up there with men's groups, camping by the stream, in the lodge or in a cabin. You have a lot to offer, and it's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, I don't think that daughter's little anymore.
No,
So it's
she's
time for a
24 now.
revisit. Yeah, that's good.
So tell me about, it's been fairly recent, some new developments. You and your
hmm
family are about to move back up there permanently, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're going to live on site at 9,100 feet up at the
Wow.
snowy Bear Trap right now. And yeah, so just a little bit about the place.
Yeah, give us
We're,
some history. Tell
y-
the world. I
okay.
want to hear more. Tell me something I haven't heard. So,
Yeah, well, I could speak 3 hours on the history because we started back in 1953 in
mhm.
ministry. If the place first started in the around 1920
Okay.
with a guy from the east that just settled there. He made his money in gambling and a bunch of other inappropriate things we probably shouldn't talk about right here. But it makes a good story. Like it's like sometimes reading the Old Testament, like everybody wasn't holy and perfect.
Right,
So
right. Pretty
at
messed
Bear
up.
Chat really started that way, and the Lord has radically redeemed it for his uses and for his purposes. So InterVarsity Christian Fellowship stewarded Bear Chat for almost 70 years. Well, actually about 60 years.
Yeah.
Band of Brothers, a local men's ministry, had us for 13 years. And we just started, we're now being stewarded under a local church, Mana Church. And this is actually my third ministry that I've been with. And my wife and I were just talking the other day how much it's an honor to be with three of the four owners of a place where we've had people from all over the world come to our little valley. So we
Right.
have about 150 beds. We have a little creek that runs through. We call it like God's palm. Of course,
It feels
his,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, his hand's way
That's a good
bigger than that.
description. Yeah.
But there's a creek that runs through like the crease of my hand. It's like that that creek that runs through camp, and
Yeah.
then we have these mountain peaks. So we're set in this like hanging valley with the creek, and then with the peaks. And I, as you know, like when I step foot in there, it's still I've been there, on and off for 20 years now. It's crazy
Wow.
to say that. I mean, I still feel like I'm,
I know
in
you're
my
still very
20s.
young to have put in that much time
Yeah,
there.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'll pay you later for that one. Um, but yeah, just when you step foot on there, it feels like time slows down. The
I would
be
say it stops. When I'm there,
Yeah,
I feel like you can really disconnect.
exactly. And that's part of the beauty of it. I would say, Steve, one of the things that I attribute well, one's the beauty, but I attribute uh, that word there, attribute.
Uh-huh.
um, just what happens at Bear Trap is one, it's the beauty. It's you just putting your feet in the soil. It's the mountain peaks around you. It's the creek. It's like it's the rugged cabins. Not everything's not like
Yeah.
perfect.
Hmm.
It's not square. It's
Yeah.
dirt roads. It feels like you're back in the Wild West. So it's a place where you can come. Um, no matter what stage, no matter what
Right.
race, no matter what social, economic status, whatever. It's just a place where you can come and just be yourself. Like, this is how I dress. This is me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not a place where you have to just come and like you can let off like any posing or trying to be something you're not, and it just really invites that like that just authenticity and you could just be yourself. um, and then just I would say the other thing, one of the major thing there is just the beauty and just the ruggedness, and then but it's also not real rugged. You go to the cabins and they're also really sweet.
They are
So
nice. Yes.
the beauty feels rugged, but also the cabins are just like awesome. The other one would be that we have a lady, and I was just telling you about her off camera. She's 94 years old, and she was the second director's wife
Mm.
at Bear Chat. So that would have put her as she was there. And anybody knows like the director's wife is actually the director, if we're really honest. She gets things done, and she did. She's amazing. But they started praying for Bear Trap back in the late 50s, early 60s, and have been faithfully praying for Bear Trap since then. So what is that? 65 years?
Right.
So
Mm.
we've had a prayer team that's been praying over that place for 65 years.
Right.
And it's one of those things where people come and they'll say, I just feel the peace, like it's the tangible peace of God.
Hmm.
And no matter if you've grown up in church or you're out of church or you know the Lord or you need to be refreshed or you're just like wherever you're at in your walk with Jesus, he just shows up. It's
Right.
incredible. And I think that's a big part of it.
Right. Well, I know we've had opportunity, or I've had opportunity to experience different settings
Hmm.
because I mentioned, I took one of my daughters on a camping trip.
Hmm.
That was a special time she will never forget.
Hmm.
And then my wife and I actually spent an anniversary up there, and we got to
Oh
experience
yeah,
one of
that's
the
right.
nice cabins
Yeah.
with, stainless steel appliances, great
Hmm.
bedding. It was very cozy. And we could get out during the day and hike and then go over to the dining hall and eat a great
Hmm.
meal. I've served in the kitchen. That was a blast. I
Yep.
love that. When the crowd comes into the dining room,
Hmm.
there's something special about that. People just getting along, talking. All the tables are just full of people socializing and just really having a great time.
Yeah, there's something awesome about like the purpose, the unified purpose of serving, where
Hmm.
you're all on the same page and you know that what you're creating is for a reason and for a
Yeah,
good purpose. It's
right.
just there's joy in it. So
And I've
yeah,
hiked as well. And tell me again, you have names for the points. Which inspiration one or something like that or
yeah. So we have rock climbing, rappelling. So inspiration one is our small rappel. We have inspiration two, which is a 130-foot rappel.
okay.
So yeah, that one's a good one.
I forget which trail we were on, but we got up there pretty high.
Vigil,
We
I
were
think.
we were what
Yeah,
do they
probably
call it?
Mount
Scrambling
Vigil.
at the top.
Yep.
So
That
yeah.
would most likely be Mount Vigil. So we're
Vigil, yes.
right in the shadow of Vigil. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just an amazing place.
Yeah.
And I know it's always a work in progress. I've had more opportunities to tour some of the other
Mm.
structures.
Mm.
I'm fascinated to go into like the library
Uh-huh.
with the fireplace and all the books in that room, and it's attached to um, that worship meeting space.
Mm.
And I've even gone around the back where you can sit way in the top in a pew, and I think
Oh,
about
the old, yeah,
how
the
many
old piece.
people have sat in those old
I
pews
know.
and just what they experienced while they were there. I liked it that rooms tell a story to me.
Yes. Yeah.
Homes tell a story.
Yes.
And that's why we talk about this. And
Yeah.
I just find that fascinating. Some of those structures are log structures.
Hmm.
And you've got that beautiful main lodge that is just
Hmm.
gorgeous with the fireplace and the huge chimney and
Yeah.
just a really comfortable
Yeah.
setup.
Yeah. And that's been one of the challenges is you have cabins built back in the 1920s and you want to keep that like
Right.
Western theme and motif. But you know, when things that age out, so you
Hmm.
can't necessarily keep things from the 1950s
Right.
or, yeah. So it's like, how do we maintain
Yeah.
like that Western feel where you could actually put the wrong stuff in there and it just feels like this doesn't
Hmm.
like fit?
Yeah.
So we've had to wrestle over that over the years. Like, how do we keep this simple and not complicated, but clean and
Right.
in order? Because if you run in like a 150 bed retreat, there's always cleaning and there's
Yes.
always improvements
All the time.
all the time.
And even on the
So
property. So how many acres total is the ranch?
yeah, so we're actually located on the Pike National Forest. We have 29, almost 30 acre permit that we're
Okay.
on. Yeah.
Got it.
But it butts up into the forest, so it feels like
Mm-hmm.
tens of thousands. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And your kitchen setup, as simple as it may appear,
uh huh,
can serve hundreds.
yes,
And I've been there.
yes,
Like it's time to do the baking, and they do baking. It's time to make the desserts and get all that out.
mm-hmm,
The main courses, the side dishes.
mm-hmm,
Um, I remember one event where we made I don't know how many egg rolls
yeah,
by hand,
yeah,
and I was in charge of the deep fryer, to cook them all, and it was just a system.
uh
Everyone
huh,
was on an assembly line, and it just
yeah,
worked beautifully. So
yeah. We don't believe in camp food.
yeah,
Like that's yeah, camp food is like a
I have not had a hamburger or hot dog there yet.
no,
It's food. I mean,
yeah,
it's like a meal,
yeah. I
just
mean,
so great.
if I'm gonna do a hamburger, it's gonna be just a nice beefy hamburger, and we have done them, but they're not your like frozen. They're just
Right.
yeah, high quality meat.
And I
But
finally got to experience one of your Wrangler's breakfasts, which you
yeah,
cook outdoors.
uh huh.
Largest pancakes I've ever had. Oh man, the potatoes, everything cooked out on an open flame like that is just unreal.
Yeah, we actually don't call that a breakfast. We call that one an experience.
Yeah, and it
So
was. Yeah.
yeah, because you're up on the peak, and I mean you go a little bit higher, and you can see the mountain range really well, and you're outside, and you're in nature, and you can smell like the
Hmm.
food and the smoke and the just all the flavor, and it's yeah, it really is an experience. Like you have to hike up there a little bit, so you have to earn it,
Yeah.
right? But you hiking up or hiking back down is what you lose the calories.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody up there, like calories don't count at 9,100 feet, right?
Exactly.
So,
And then as far as outdoor activities, we
mm,
mentioned the rappelling, the hiking, and the climbing.
mhm.
You're you've had young groups up there where they do like obstacle courses and skills
Mhm.
testing and things too, right?
Yeah, we have a low ropes course, and then my staff, and some other people built what we call a rescue course,
Okay.
where we actually we model a high altitude rescue where we actually strap somebody in a rescue litter,
No way.
and there's 8 different obstacles or challenges that you have to navigate that person on while you're about 2 feet off the ground on these logs,
Hmm.
and you have to navigate that rescue, and it's like real life, if not real life, but it feels like real life, and it's really meant for one fun, but also team building and just getting like community. So we just had a small group from a local church there, and they loved it. So it takes about 2 hours to complete it, and
Okay.
it's challenging, it's fun, and you learn a lot about each other just being in that kind of situation where you're challenged for 2 hours. So
Yeah.
that's one we have there. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, another thing I appreciate is the fact that you can get there and check out,
Hmm.
turn the world off.
Yes.
But if
Mm.
you have to check email, make a phone call. You do have Wi-Fi. You're not totally cavemen up there.
Yeah.
There is Wi-Fi once you're in the dining hall. And
Yes.
my favorite part is because I love my coffee. So you have a nice barista set up, a little coffee
Hmm.
shop there and gift shop.
Exactly.
It's just beautiful. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just set up so nicely.
Yeah, I love that spot. That's a gathering spot on
Yeah,
camp, and so our baristas, that yeah, just really friendly, and
yeah,
it's a great place to meet and socialize. And Yeah, a lot happens in
Yeah.
that place.
Grab
Yeah,
a
that's
hot
right.
coffee and then sit there and play a board game or cards. And
Yeah,
you have a pool table.
yeah,
It keeps getting moved around camp a little bit.
yeah. Yeah, that yeah, one of my favorite things to do is actually we have a swing out in the middle of the lawn where you can actually see the mountain range.
Hmm.
So when I get a break
Yeah.
of all the many things an executive director does, I'd love to go grab like a caramel macchiato or a latte or something, just sit in that swing and then have my sweet bride right next to me.
Right.
And like, we don't have to talk.
Yeah.
You just sit there and you just enjoy just
Mm.
being God's creation. That's just good for my soul.
Well,
Yeah.
not many people get to experience that as often as you do. Maybe
Yeah.
twice a year, it seems like.
Yeah. I know I'm a blessed man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
blessing.
you have, since I've known you, you were the director when I first met you,
Hmm.
and I met you at a men's retreat.
Hmm.
You were the guy,
Hmm.
and everybody wanted to talk to you, and we struck up a friendship, and that
Hmm.
has to be almost 10 years ago now,
Yeah, something like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
And then you moved away, you came into town, bought a home,
Hmm.
and you and your kids got to enjoy living in a neighborhood for several years.
Hmm.
Uh, Left the state, and then came back, and we were so
Yeah.
thrilled you were back.
Yeah. Yeah. So we left Bear Trap for a season. We actually, I don't know if you know, well, you actually helped us sell our house, so you know. We moved to Georgia for a year and helped plant a church, and then we came back last year. So after
Okay,
establishing that church, yeah. So
totally different climate there, right?
yeah. So since we're talking about home and stuff like that, I just one of the things that and faith is a big part of my journey and my walk and who I am. I think you know the story, but we weren't able to have kids for like 6.5, 7 years.
Hmm.
And, we had prayed and we had people just because we meet people all over the world from Bear Trap
Right.
or at Bear Trap. And man, we had people praying from like Europe and Asia and South America and, North America, all over like many different states.
Wow.
And, yeah. And just that infertility struggle that we
Hmm.
had.
That had to be hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And this isn't everybody's journey. And I'm very sensitive to those who have been in it because I actually way before 6 years, but I ran out of like how to like actually calm my wife when
Mm.
we thought she was pregnant, and she did a test and it was negative. Like I just ran out of answers,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. But for us, this isn't necessarily everybody's journey, but this was our journey. We actually met a man who came to Bear Chap, and he was telling us lots
Okay.
of miracles that he had saw because he had traveled over 70 different nations. And I just said, "Hey, man, I would love prayer." And so he's like, "Absolutely." And he's like, "What is that?" I was like, "Man, my wife and I are infertile, and we're just trying to have babies." And he goes like this, Steve, and he goes, "Actually, it's." He's like, "That's actually one of the things I've seen happen a lot. Like for some reason, he's prayed for a lot of people, and they've come to know or have been able to bear children. The wives, that is, been
Right.
able to bear children." And so he was a pastor that week, and he came in the next morning and said, I saw a picture of what's going on in your wife's body. And I was like, well, she's around the corner at that espresso bar.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I was like, let's go chat. And so we just chatted, and he's like, I think there's something going on in this. I think there's something going on in this. And he was actually right on both accounts because
Hmm.
we were about to do this surgery. And he said, I think it's going in this area. And that was the area we were going to do surgery in, but it got delayed. And so now he has our attention.
Wow.
And then we just did this simple prayer, like it wasn't long. And then yeah, he said, I think you're going to have a girl. But at that time, Steve, my wife was having dreams of us having a little blonde haired girl.
Hmm.
And my mother in law my wife's mom was having dreams of us having a little girl, and our neighbor was having dreams of us having a little blonde girl.
Wow.
So we all had like that was going on there. And then he said, I think you're going to have a baby within a year. And I think you're going to, do you want to know? I think you're going to have a girl. And I was like, he's got 50% chance. So yeah. But anyway, I left that where I was headed home because we lived on the property at that time. And I really felt like the Lord said, here's a hope card, Keith.
Hmm.
And I couldn't visually, like in the flesh, see Jesus, but it was like really strong. Where I really felt like the Lord was walking with me and said, "Hey, Keith, here's hope."
Mm.
And I remember walking with my wife, arm in arm, and I reached out, just kind of went like this, and I put it in my back pocket, and
Okay.
I was like, "I want to put hope in my back pocket again."
Hmm.
And I went home and I sat down, and above our fireplace is the word hope. And you know how you have things in your house like decorations and you
Sure.
forget that they're in there
Yeah.
because you see them every day. But I sit down and it's like, oh yeah, that's there. And it's like hope got bolded and it had the definition of hope.
Hmm.
And it was like, oh, it is time to hope again. And for us, this is our story. 6 weeks later, my wife goes and takes the pregnancy test, and I'm in the living room thinking, "How? What am I going to say now? We're six
Right.
and a half years in.
Yeah.
How am I going to console her?" So I'm sitting there. I didn't know she went in there and took the test, and it was positive. So she's asking me. She's just playing a trick on me because she wants me to go to see it for myself. She's like, "Keith, I can't go look at it. I'm too nervous." And I'm thinking she just wants me to go look at it. And I'm just sitting in the chair. I'm waiting because I'm thinking, what I say? And I'm not getting up. And she finally goes, Keith, go look at it. We're pregnant. And so this is 6 weeks after that encounter where the Lord said it's time to hope again. So, yeah, so we have our two little kids, and
Yeah.
it was fun. We got to meet that pastor the next year, and we have a picture. I have actually a picture on my phone with him and our
So great.
daughter, and
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, so
So
yeah,
you got a nice little balance there, a boy and a girl,
yep,
and
yes, sir.
and then now you're all. Are they excited about moving back to camp? Because they were old enough to remember being there before.
Yeah, it's fascinating the way it happened. There's some staff changes, and the day that the changes were about to happen, that morning I'm taking my kids to school, and they're like, "We want to move to Bear Trap,"
Mm.
and I feel like it came out of the blue because we're living in town, and it's like, "What? You want to?" I know they love Bear Trap, but also, they're in a school, and we're in town, and there's just more. There's just things they can do down here
More
because
activity.
of
Yeah. Just
So
different activities. Like,
yeah, and they love Bear Trap. But they also they have friends down here, so it came out of the blue, and then things shifted that day, like as far as staff wise, and Jessica and I, of course, prayed about it, and so that's how that went down. And it was interesting. It's like the Lord put it on my kids' hearts first, and then so we all came in unity. Where yeah, so we're all excited. We're actually in the moving process right now.
perfect.
Yeah, so
Well,
yeah,
I know your wife, Jessica, she's a fantastic administrator.
yes,
I know every time I've been around her, she just, joy just comes off of her.
yeah,
And she knows how to help you assist where you are doing a lot of the labor intensive ideas and things like, the planning and construction work. Wherever you're needed, you have to hop on a four-wheeler or a
yeah.
loader or something and
Yeah,
plow the
have to hop
road.
on a 4 liter for work, 4 wheeler for work.
Right, right. And then
Yeah.
she's managing phones, email, scheduling, reservations.
Hmm.
And there's so much prep when you've got your kitchen crew, and there's
Hmm.
tons of groceries to be purchased and back up
Hmm.
and down the mountain and things
Hmm.
like that. You have to plan your days well, but it's not exactly so far away
Hmm.
that you can't run to town,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
you both are so accustomed to that.
Yeah.
She's okay with the mountain road,
Yeah.
and she's done it many times by herself.
Yeah.
And the path up there, there are home sites. You go
Mm,
past the Broadmoor stables. You
mm.
guys have isn't there still a Mexican restaurant up there? What was
Yeah,
the,
there's a little cantina up
yeah, the
right before
cantina.
us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
yeah,
out in the middle of nowhere.
right.
Yeah.
It's interesting that there are things you go around the Broadmoor, which is like the height of luxury,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get up through the Penrose area, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're on dirt road,
Yeah.
mountain road.
Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned the Broadmoor. I was actually in the Broadmoor on a tour once for a conference I was doing, and the guide that I was with asked me where I was from, and I said I'm actually just 7 miles just west up in the mountains. And she's like, "What's the name of it?" And I was like, "Bear Chop Ranch." And we're in one of their fancy restaurants,
Uh
and she goes, "We've heard of your food up there," and
huh.
I'm like, "No way." She goes,
Wow.
"We hear it's awesome," and I was like, "It
Hmm.
is." And she mentioned our like, we talk about our homemade breads and our homemade desserts, and
Yeah.
that's a big difference when you make homemade foods. It really elevates it. But you're talking about my wife, and we're talking about home. I think that's one of the gifts that my wife has is, and we've heard it from a lot of people that come to Bear Chop, is that this is their second home.
Hmm.
And so what is it about that word home, Steve, that is like, that's, well, so what are they saying? Like when I go home, right?
Right.
Like this is my second home. I don't know that they're necessarily using that word home because you're in that business
Hmm.
and you're so good at it too.
Thank you.
But you've seen the difference between just the house, right? Just the structure,
Hmm.
but really what makes like a place that you can actually call this home, and it's a good word,
Right.
right? So when we hear that, like Bear Chap is my second home, it's a compliment
Hmm.
because I think it says like this is a place of stability. It's a place where I feel safe, and it's a place of belonging, and that's really what a big part of home is. Everybody knows my stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I still am accepted, and I belong here,
Right.
and that's one of the beautiful things I love about working there and seeing people year after year. It's fun for us to get to see the same people
Hmm.
often. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And it's like, I'm back home. That's like
Yeah.
the biggest compliment, It's amazing.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as activities, I just remembered this. You were talking earlier about you're actually getting ready to set up the ice rink for the season.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine how to go about that, but I'm sure it's a pretty labor intensive project.
Well, we're
But what
waiting.
a fun thing to add that you would do that for the
Yeah.
guests and
We're actually
everything.
waiting on you, Steve, to get out there when it's -20 to come help us. So we've stalled until you get free. But
Yeah, and at
yeah,
the
we
time
actually
of this recording, we're early December. We just got our first snow yesterday here in the
uh
Springs, but you guys have gotten a little bit over the last couple of weeks, right?
yeah, and we're expecting a big one tonight. But yeah, so it's got to get cold. But we actually just make a homemade ice skating rink. We got,
Yeah,
we'll put some lights out there. We got hockey skates, figure skates. We play broom ball. If you know what broom ball is, it's basically hockey on
I can
tennis
imagine.
shoes.
Yeah, I can.
Tennis
Yeah,
shoes. We love it because everybody's bad at it.
yeah.
And it's just a ton of fun. So, and then we usually have like these big old, depending on the year, but generally we have these big old snow banks around the rink
Hmm.
where you can, if you can't
Just
stop,
pile
yeah,
into
you
it,
can just
fall
go.
backwards, whatever.
Yeah, and then just the beauty of it, an ice skating rink with lights around it and the mountain with the mountains
Uh,
behind you is just stunning.
well,
So,
every turn is so picturesque when I've
hmm
been there in the summer. Summers are phenomenal.
hmm
Wintertime is
hmm
phenomenal.
hmm
You just put on your layers and you walk around camp, and just around every turn, there's something to soak in.
yeah, I feel like we're in Narnia half the time, like in
Yeah,
the winter. Like you just get those big snows, and it's just like breathtaking.
right.
So, especially after the big snow and the sun comes out, and that
Hmm.
it just sparkles. I don't even know how to describe it.
And you still are safe and sound, and the amenities are always working. And you have your own water treatment plant up there. I was fascinated to see that on my last visit. The prior director gave me a little bit of lesson, and then you added on top of that. It's pretty detailed. It's an intricate system.
Yeah, it's something that we remodeled or redid about 10 to 12 years ago. Now it's state of the art
Hmm.
system where I think we have the best drinking water in the world, to be honest with you, because it's fresh snow melt and
Right.
then it's filtered with a state of the art filtration system.
When you get that far into the mountains, electricity, water, all those things are
Oh, yeah.
important infrastructures. And I was
Yep.
just blown away at how detailed it was
Hmm.
and how it comes in from the upper part of the camp and through all the steps so that you have pure water at every faucet.
Yeah, that, and we have generators through the camp because at some point, yeah, I don't know, maybe once every other year, electricity go out or something, and then we just can flip some switches that comes on,
Yeah.
and then we always have plenty of food.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we actually had a group this year from San Antonio, Texas, and we had the big snow. I don't know if you remember, but last April we had that big snow,
Hmm.
like the last week in April. Up there at Bear Chop, it snowed for about 3.5 days. It ended up being
Oh,
over a little over 3 feet up there.
yeah.
And San Antonio, Texas, they don't see snow like that, or if they do see snow. And it was seniors up there through their, I think it was a Christian school. They were up there and they just had a ball. I mean,
Hmm.
they had so much fun. They were not prepared for it,
Right.
but they didn't stop them. I mean, they
Yeah.
were making snowmen, snowball fights, and they were playing out in the. I remember some of the guys were playing out in the snow in their shorts and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, electricity went off one time, and then we got the electricity going back. It was one of those times where it went off, and man, they had a ball though.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell me about what it is. Does it look different this time setting up your homestead? Are
Mhm.
you going back into the same cabin you had before? Or?
Yeah, we are. It's fun that the our children are a little bit older, so and they love the outdoors. There's something about simplicity that I
Hmm.
really enjoy. The cabin's not big, as you know. It's only like 1,100 square feet.
Yeah.
So
Our first home was 1,000 square feet, and we
yeah,
we brought three kids into that house.
right. So we're actually downsizing quite a bit, and we're just simplifying. But that
Hmm.
process of simplifying has been really good for us. And we've moved a few times in our marriage, and they say like 3 moves is as good as like your house burning down because you get rid of so much
Yeah.
stuff.
Uh,
And but there's something freeing about just letting go of the things that you don't need, the clutter. So
mhm.
that's been part of the process of just getting up there, making a home that has some simple beauty. Because another thing too is like we love hosting, but
Mhm.
sometimes, especially I think the wives struggle with it often is, and some guys do too, but in my friends, it's usually the wife really struggles with I can't have my house out of order
Mhm.
when the family comes over or friends come over. We've gotten to a place where if we just, living simple and then also just, hey, just bring them into your stuff, especially because we have a lot of like college students that work with us. Like that we have the conviction that it's not perfection, but it's organization. So sometimes we get overwhelmed because it's not perfect, and then we can't actually do the things that we want to do. Like I don't want to have people come over because it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But so we had to let go of that ideal of perfect to go, no, let's just have it organized, invite
Right.
people. When I say into the stuff, into like the real part of our life. Like
Sure.
my kids aren't always obeying. I'm not always like I don't always like have everything in line, but they
Mhm.
don't care. So we just include those young people in the process of our home. And because we have students that live up there with us in the summer, and there's
Right.
something about bringing them into your home
Mhm.
that gives them a home away from home. And
Yeah.
actually, your home is a place where it lets people be vulnerable and it gives people a place of belonging, like, and then also it just welcomes people. I don't know what it is. Like
Yeah.
we can talk anywhere in camp, but when I let them in my front door
Yeah.
and into my home, then it's like something happens. It's like,
Right.
right? I even had every once in a while, like this young man that had been with us for a while. He actually he would just fall asleep in our house every once in a while. I had to go wake him up. All right, it's time to
He was
go.
very comfortable.
Yeah, it's time to go back home.
Yeah. Right.
So that's us. That's not everybody, but that's just, that's where we are. It's just like
Yeah.
get rid of the ideal of perfect to no, it's going to be organized and living in a place that's safe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah. And I've been there when the new wave of summer crew has come on site,
hmm
and to talk to some of those young people.
hmm
They've come through some hurt,
hmm
hang-ups,
hmm
discovered Christ. They're
hmm
changing,
hmm
and this need and want to serve has come over them, and they find Bear Trap and just have a lot of times a life-changing experience. I've watched them interact with you.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite things, Steve. Sorry if I
No,
interrupted.
no.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. Well, we have them for generally, they serve with us for about 12 weeks. So
Yeah.
we actually tell them, hey, you're family now, whether you want to be or not, you're stuck with us. And so we've seen the Lord do so many things in those 12 weeks.
Hmm.
This generation just needs a space, often just a space where people are consistent
Right.
in their walk. They're safe. People are safe emotionally. They're safe physically, and they're safe to be like, "Can I ask you anything?"
Hmm.
And just to be able to allow them to ask the questions in a safe place, and in a home is a safe place.
Right.
And so we intentionally have game nights in our home. We'll do some meals with them. I'll intentionally go wash dishes with them. I don't have to because we have staff that do that. But sometimes I just go intentionally wash dishes just
Right.
because I get to work alongside of them. Plus, I'm sort of selfish because a lot of things that I do, I don't see immediate results in dishes because we have an amazing dish room. The
Yeah.
dish machine, right?
Uh-huh.
So you just put it in, it's like dirty, clean. And so
Yeah.
you see like immediate results. So that's one of the things I love. It's kind of like cutting my grass. It's like what's high is short, so
Yep.
immediate results. So it's also one of the things I love. But just to be able to just be with them for 12 weeks and do life with them,
Hmm.
things begin to happen. And they begin to see that you're real. Like you have my heart is that they would see something in me that the Lord shines through because Jesus wants to walk on the earth through his kids.
Hmm.
And I don't have to pose. I could just, and as I seek the Lord and as they ask me the questions, I can say, hey, I struggle with that too. Or I used to struggle with that, or I've struggled with it before. And here's where I found freedom, or I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah.
Just to be able to ask those questions. So yeah, just to say that's one of our favorite ministries, and we've seen so many. We've got missionaries now that have come through because I've been there 20 years, so now I've seen some of those like
Hmm.
they have kids of their own,
Mm.
and they're coming back to family camp.
Yeah.
They bring their kids to our family camp, and family camp's an amazing week as
Right.
well. So
Well, I forgot
yeah,
to mention that we did that as a family once. We
yeah,
we rented a bunkhouse. I think we had six of us at the time,
wow,
and we
yeah,
scheduled out our meals. We
uh-huh,
knew how long we were going to be there, and it was very well organized because
uh-huh,
you asked how many nights, how many meals,
mm-hmm,
and we just set up our structure. And we were in the dining hall for three meals each day, and it was
uh-huh,
just wonderful. And
yeah,
we hiked as a family.
uh-huh.
You have a one trail that takes you up to a waterfall, and we took so many pictures that I'll just cherish forever.
Yeah, the parents, one of the things that we hear is like, they're like, we don't have to make the food.
Yeah.
We don't have to do the dishes.
Hmm.
And it actually frees up so much of your time when you're making 3 meals a day
Right.
and your cleanup after that 3 times a day.
Makes a
It
difference.
makes a
Yeah.
lot of time to actually be together as a
Yeah.
family. So, and then just the place invites a place where you can kind of go low tech for a while. You can get on technology if you need to, but the beauty of it, it calls you outside. Like the
Yeah.
cabins, the windows, the just God's creation out there calls you outside where you just like,
Right.
I don't need tech right now. And we actually had some stories where like teenagers of all people were like, I haven't been on my phone for 2 days.
What have I missed?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Nothing.
day one. That's a big question. But
Uh-huh.
I remember hearing this one young gal. She's like, I haven't been on my phone for like 2 or 3 days, and she's like, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
And the mom was like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just something about taking time as a family to get in God's creation and just be together.
And
It's
so
powerful.
and so Bear Trap is a four season experience, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we are doing a program family camp.
Okay.
So that's happening the last weekend of July this year.
Okay.
And that fills up fast. So if people want to join it,
Yeah.
they can look at us at beartrapranch.org and let us know you're interested.
Gotcha. And of course, your Bear Trap has social media handles as well. Is it just Bear Trap Ranch or?
Yeah. So Bear Trap Ranch. We're on primarily Facebook right now. We are starting an Instagram account as well. And then our main place of reaching out would be our website, beartrapranch.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do all your reservations and everything right there.
Yes.
And do a little bit more reading. And you're working on a documentary now, I understand. So gathering the history and archiving it and recording it for future generations so that the story doesn't get lost, right?
Yeah, that's been exciting for us, Steve. We've heard so many testimonies of like God met me here by this rock.
Yeah.
Don't ever cut down that tree, Keith. I don't care if it dies, because
Right.
I had a powerful moment right by that
Right
tree,
there. Yeah.
and that's one of the amazing testimonies. And just to hear, like, from 1953, the testimonies of people that have been there for a long time. We got one guy that's been a family camp speaker.
Mm-hmm.
He came back this year for his 50th time at Bear Trap Ranch, his 50th year. So he's been at Bear
Wow.
Trap for 50 years now. And the
Oh.
many stories were actually, he's going to be in that film, and the
Mm-hmm.
many stories that he has and where he came from, where he was as a young person before what Bear Trap impacted him.
Yeah.
And then we have some notable names that have that if I said you would know that have been to Bear Trap. Like one scholar, that's where he learned to study scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And can I say his name?
Sure.
Yeah. So we found out Timothy Keller.
Yeah.
That's where
Tim Keller.
Timothy,
Yeah.
learned to actually through InterVarsity at Bear Trap Ranch. That's where he learned his habits and how to study scripture. And
Okay.
so we're tracing that history back. Who was there? Who was teaching them? And yeah, and and even the beautiful things, like me, like nobody knows my name, but Bear Trap's just taught, like the Lord's taught me so much in that place, because as we said at the beginning, it's a place where you can slow down,
Yeah.
and and it's one of the it's one of the things, the strategies of actually hearing the Lord
Mm-hmm.
is just stopping the clutter,
Right.
and Bear Trap offers that. And so that film is exciting, just to hear
I
all
can't
the
wait to see it.
testimonies. So
I
yeah.
love documentaries. I love archiving and keeping things intact. A great story like that,
Yeah.
and our city has multiple places like that
Mhm. Yeah.
that are worthy of hanging on to that rich history. And one reason I wanted to invite you, because people move to Colorado Springs for the outdoors, the
Mhm.
mountains, and all those things. This is just one other element where
Mhm.
you don't have to drive. And we have camps that are just phenomenal all over this state.
Right.
But this one here to me is in town.
Yes.
You may be 7 miles up the dirt road,
Right.
but uh, it's not hard to get to,
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't feel
you can
like it.
escape.
It feels like it's like 30 miles because you don't hear the city,
Yeah.
but you're really only 7 miles,
Yeah.
because that's 7 miles. You're in nature.
Hmm.
And yeah. So yeah, when I'm up there, I'm like, there's no way I'm only 7 miles from town.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, thank you for being here. When I started this podcast, I immediately had a handful of people in mind as I just
Mhm.
want to talk with them
Uh-huh.
and give you a chance to tell your story.
Mhm.
Uh, you and your wife are really great at creating home no matter where
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah. Thank you.
And this is a different type of setup, People are familiar with, well, we live on acreage, oh, we live in a subdivision.
Uh-huh.
Your home for many years has been a cabin in the woods,
Right.
and it's been glorious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just another element of how people can get somewhat off the grid here in a very, very busy city.
Yes.
So it's a welcome addition to our city.
Hmm.
I pray and hope that it will last for generations
Yeah.
because
Amen.
we need it. We need it in our world. We need a place of respite and a place to get away.
Hmm.
So I commend you for what you're doing, the dedication you and your wife and your kids.
Hmm.
I can't even imagine what they are going to do as adults because they have this firm foundation
Yeah.
and this experience to share.
Yeah. My son is a barista at 9.
Really?
He knows how to run our espresso bar at 9 years old and do the cash register and the point of sale.
Yeah.
He already knows how to do that at 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching, going, "Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to make that drink."
Don't hold them
So
back,
yeah,
Don't hold
exactly.
them back.
And then my daughter, she cooks. She's been making some stuff in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and they love that. They don't do it often, right? Because they got school and stuff, but they get to,
Right.
and so it's been fun to do that with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. You have just blessed us beyond measure today. So
Thank you, sir.
thanks for
I appreciate
taking
it.
a little bit of time out of your day just to be here.
Yep. Always enjoy it. Good to be with you, brother.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll do it again.
Okay. Absolutely.